You know what's weird? Every time I talk to a coach or a consultant doing anywhere from $30 to $100,000 per month, they're all doing the same thing. They are posting these massive free trainings, and when I ask them why, they point to the exact same people. Well, Alex Ramosi does it, that 5 million a year coach does it, all big guys do long form. And yeah, they're right. The big guys do post long content. But here's what nobody's asking: are you building with what they have? Because I've been studying YouTube for over 9 years now. I've helped businesses scale to over 100k months using YouTube as their main lead source. And I can tell you exactly what those top creators have that you don't. Their combination of existing audience, massive ad budget, brand equity, and revenue at scale creates a comfortable blind spot. They're like a restaurant that's always full, wondering why they need to update the menu. Meanwhile, you, building with what the algorithm actually prioritizes in 2026, have a different advantage. See, most entrepreneurs think, I'm not a YouTuber, I don't need to know the algorithm. But here's the thing: if you're using YouTube to get clients, the algorithm is your sales team. And most entrepreneurs work against it without even realizing it. They focus on showcasing credibility, packing in value, and creating the most comprehensive video they can. But they miss one thing that could multiply the number of ideal clients their content reaches. And that is session time. YouTube's algorithm has evolved to prioritize viewer satisfaction and session time, not watch time on one video. Session time across multiple videos. Here's why this matters for your business. YouTube doesn't care if someone watches your 2-hour deep dive. It cares if they stick around and watch another video after that. When someone watches one of your videos and then leaves, you get one shot to make an impression, one chance to reach to that person and people like them. But when someone watches more than 1 or 2 videos in one session, YouTube sees this creator keeps people engaged. Let's show them to more people who fit this profile. More of your ideal clients, not random viewers. The exact people who need what you're selling. And what if I tell you it's that simple that you can start implementing this in your next video? But first, let me show you exactly where the ceiling is. Here's the 2026 YouTube revenue formula. Revenue is equal to algorithmic reach, lead quality, conversion rate, and customer lifetime value. 4 variables that determine how much your channel can scale. Now let me show you where the ceiling is in most people's approach. Those hours-long free training videos you're posting, the 2-hour deep dives. Lead quality is great. Someone who sits through that much of content is serious. Conversion rate is great too. If they make it to the end, they usually book a call. But here's where it breaks down. Algorithmic reach is limited. Not because the video doesn't get watch time. It does. But because it doesn't create continuation. Someone watches your 2-hour video, gets value, maybe even books a call. But then, they're done with your channel. They don't click on video 2 or video 3. I mean, you have other videos, but nothing about that first video makes them feel like they need to watch the next one. Now, you might be thinking, but if my video is valuable enough, won't they naturally want to watch more? And yes, sometimes they will. They'll think that was great, maybe subscribe, or maybe even check out your channel. But here's what usually happens next. They leave. They got what they came for. They feel satisfied, complete. Maybe they bookmark your channel to come back later. You got one view, one impression, one chance. And touch points are minimal. One video, one exposure, they make a decision right there. You have other videos, but nothing about that first video makes the next one feel necessary. So they don't watch them. There is no compounding relationship. So before someone books a call, they've had one touch point with you. Maybe 2 if they watched another video on their own. Your close rate is solid, your sales cycle is short, but your volume is capped by how much you post. You're winning 2 out of 4 variables. Now here's what changes when you structure your videos to increase session time. Lead quality doesn't just stay high, it gets better. Because now people aren't just sitting through one long video, they're actively choosing to click the next one. That's a different level of qualification. Conversion rate improves because trust isn't built in one sitting anymore. It's built across multiple videos, multiple angles, multiple touch points. By the time they book a call, they're not deciding if they trust you, they already do. But here's where it really shifts. Algorithmic reach multiplies. When someone watches multiple videos in one session, YouTube doesn't just see good content. It sees this channel keeps people on platform. So the algorithm starts distributing you wider. You're not just getting views on one video, you're getting recommended as a channel, and your touch points compound. Now before someone books a call, they've watched 2, 3 or even 4 of your videos. Close rate goes up, sales cycle gets easier, and your volume starts compounding instead of being tied to how much you upload. Same content, different structure, and now Instead of winning two variables, you're winning all four. So what does this look like in revenue? Most of you can see 30 to 80% increase within 3 to 6 months. And no, that's not from going viral. It's from more qualified traffic reaching you, higher close rates because people have watched multiple videos, and better show-up rates on calls. If you execute it well, session depth consistently hits 2 to 3 videos. Suggested traffic starts overtaking search traffic. You're looking at 1.5x to 2.5x revenue within 6 to 9 months. 50k a month becomes 75, 100, or sometimes 125k. Not because you got better at sales, but because the algorithm started pre-selling for you. Here's why the lift is bigger than you'd expect. Let's say your traffic goes up only 30%, maybe 40%. You'll think revenue would go up the same amount, right? But it doesn't work that way, because now show-up rates improve. Price resistant drops. You're wasting fewer calls, and customer lifetime value goes up. Each lead becomes more valuable. So even though traffic only went up 30%, revenue doubles. And here's the part most people miss. The biggest revenue jump doesn't come from your first spike in views. It comes when your older videos start generating new leads again. That's when revenue detaches from how often you post. That's the moment it suddenly feels easier. So how do you actually build this? How do you get someone to watch the second video, the third? That's where the quiet funnel comes in. Before we talk about the quiet funnel, you need to understand the infrastructure that makes it possible. Cards and end screens. Most creators treat these as afterthoughts, little buttons they slap on because YouTube tells them to. But here's what they actually do. They multiply your reach. Watch how the best creators use them. Mid-video, they say something like, if you're wondering how this applies to your specific situation, I made a video breaking that down. I'll link it up here. Then they gesture to the card in the corner, not pushy, just helpful. At the end, they point to the end screen. If that made sense, this video takes it further. Simple, natural, effective. And here's what happens beneath the surface. One view becomes 3, and the algorithm notices the pattern and amplifies you. More impressions, more reach from the right people. If you're not using cards and end screens, you need to start now. But here's where it gets interesting. The quiet funnel takes this to the next level. The quiet funnel isn't a funnel in the traditional sense. There is no hard CTA, no aggressive selling, no book a call screamed at the end of every video. Instead, it's built around one simple idea. If someone watches one video, the next one should feel less like a suggestion and more like a natural continuation of their own thinking. That's it. Most YouTube videos try to finish the conversation. The quiet funnel intentionally does it. Each video opens a loop, resolves just enough, and then naturally points to the next idea. Not with loud call to action, not with pressure, with curiosity. Here's what changes structurally. Instead of asking, how do I explain everything clearly in one video, you ask, what's the one belief this video needs to shift? So a video doesn't try to teach the whole system. It does one job. Call out a problem they feel but can't name. Break a belief they're holding on to. Introduce a new way of seeing the situation. And then it stops. Not abruptly, not manipulatively. It just leaves the viewer with a natural next question. Maybe they're thinking, okay, but how do I actually implement that? Or if that's broken, what's the right way? Or what does this look like in practice? That's the open loop. And when your channel has another video that answers the exact question, the click is effortless. This is why the quiet funnel works before the selling even starts. At the beginning of the viewer journey, you're not asking for trust, you're not asking for action, you're not asking for money. You're just earning attention continuity, quietly, video after video. And the YouTube algorithm loves that. Here's the part most people don't realize. When someone binge watches your videos, two things happen at the same time. First, the algorithm rewards you. You get more distribution, more impression, more chance to be recommended to the right people. Number two, the viewer self-qualifies. Only the right people stick around and hear the same idea from different angles. By the time they click your link, they're already aligned. No convincing required. So the quiet funnel looks like this. 2 videos pulls them in. The next one deepens belief. Another one reframes the problem. One introduces a mechanism. And the next one shows the consequences. Not sales pressure, momentum. And that quiet momentum does the work that most people force with persuasion.